It's shared.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's dive into it. So today in this session, I'm going to take you through a very quick tour of what is coming in Acumatica this year. So as we look to 2025 and beyond, my goal is to help you make your businesses more connected by getting more of your team on the platform, using more of it so that you can maintain your competitive edge. So today I'm excited to share the vision of for AI on the platform and share the importance of being prepared for when these capabilities become available so you can adopt them seamlessly. I'll also be sharing the progress we've made on the largest enhancement to the platform since it was created by updating the user interface. And we're making that user interface more intuitive and responsive. So it's easier for new team members to onboard faster, plus facilitate new types of workflows on the platform, like factory kiosks, visual scheduling, and many more. And so last, I'll share the improvements we're making based on your feedback to extend workflows and make them easier to use. Now, AI will be coming to MYOB Acumatica platform across three main experiences. First is AI automation. This will take a no-code, low-code to the next level. Instead of needing to set up the automation within the workflow engine, imagine being able to describe the automation in text. So you would be able to describe the action that you'd like to be performed, and then the system performs all the necessary steps. The second is AI Advisor. AI Advisor will provide you with contextual input to help make you better decisions. So imagine your financial controller and the senior accountant are performing your month-end financial review. AI Advisor, leveraging anomaly detection, identifies a significant expense being recorded to an unusual account. It brings it to your attention to investigate, and you find that an operational expense has been coded to a capital expenditure account. So you find it instead of the auditor. What AI Advisor does in seconds would have taken you hours to manually find it. And third is AI Assistant. AI Assistant will improve users' productivity in the platform. After a sales manager performs extremely well managing northern New South Wales, they're now given southern New South Wales. They don't know much about the territory. They don't even know who the top 5 customers are. And they're now wishing they paid more attention at their team meetings. Now, unfortunately, no one has set up the GIs or dashboards with the new information, and the sales manager isn't confident enough to update it themselves. So they click the AI Assistant and in plain English ask what are the top 5 customers in southern New South Wales. And just like that, it gives them the information. Plus provides them the GI it created to show you the results so that they can get the information they need fast and can quickly move to territory planning. These are the 3 experiences we're excited to bring to the platform. Longer term, we aim to go way beyond these 3 experiences. Working with Acumatica, we plan to take an AI-first approach to helping businesses get the jobs they need done. AI will transform how businesses operate, and we plan to help business make the change. But this is only possible if the foundations are in place first. And you might have guessed it, your data. As was mentioned right near the start, AI is still constrained by garbage in, garbage out, the good old GIGO. To explain this further, let me describe what it is under the hood. So these 3 experiences will sit on top of 2 main platform capabilities. You have AI Studio and AI Agents. AI Studio will be the way that you will configure and interact with the capability, while AI Agents will be experts in certain parts of the platform and will help facilitate and perform your prompt. Once the prompt is created, it is sent to a gateway. Think of the gateway as the conductor. Based upon the prompt, it will determine whether it needs to route the prompt to a third-party AI service or use one of the native AI services. But more importantly, it plays the role of giving the prompt the context. Now, while ensuring no confidential information goes to the wrong place, it will give the prompt access to the relevant data. This data is therefore absolutely key. AI needs this context, otherwise it will either not reply or, even worse, hallucinate the information. So if parts of your team are still run in silos, AI won't deliver its full potential. The businesses that adopt more of the platform today will be the ones best positioned to benefit from AI tomorrow. Now, we aren't going to bring this capability to the platform alone. To help us bring this vision to life, we're also announcing a new partnership. And this partnership is between MYOB, AWS, and ThoughtWorks to help us bring the latest AI technology to the platform. MYOB has worked with AWS and ThoughtWorks for a while, and this partnership will be bringing AWS's knowledge in managing AI workloads and technology with the creative and technical prowess of ThoughtWorks. So I've spoken about the future, but what is coming now? In our 2025 spring release, available in the second half of this year, our goal is to bring 4 new capabilities to the platform in early releases. In finance, we will introduce AP bill entry, an AI automation capability that will read invoices with OCR and semantic interpretation. In people, we will introduce similar functionality for expense management across the platform through general inquiries. We will make available our first AI advisor that will utilize anomaly detection to support various use cases. Similar across the platform, we will release our first AI assistant experience, autocomplete, which will save you time by completing your sentence in various text fields, which is tuned to each specific user. If you're interested in learning more, we have some more details to go into it. But now let's take a look at some of the next features. So a few years ago, the most major re-architecting of the Acumatica platform began, which for the technical people on the call resulted in a move from MVC to a MVVM. As you can see in the picture, very technical. Now, it's more scalable and maintainable, and as it leverages more modern front-end frameworks. We have a new UI tech stack, which is TypeScript for the view model, HTML, TypeScript, CSS, Aurelia framework, Node.js, and Webpack to reassemble and render the forms, while the backend is a lightweight .NET Core Web API. Lots of 3-letter acronyms in there, but all in all, suffice to say, it is a modern technology stack. Now, you'll all recognize this first screen, which is for sales order, relatively easy to navigate, and for people familiar with the screen, easy to find the relevant piece of information. Now, to show you what the screen will look like in the modern UI, here is where we're going. It's a subtle set of changes to begin with, to make the transition smooth for your users. Although don't let this fool you, this is one of the biggest technology shifts in the platform since it was created, and this is what we are calling the modern UI. It will have better usability, more configurability, and what I'm most excited about is it will just be snappier, with the platform responding quicker to your clicks. The new UI has a great, clean, minimalist design, bringing it in line with other leading consumer SaaS applications, and this familiarity brings easier adoption. For those with an eye for detail, you'll also notice changes in the styling, make it easier to read at a glance. In addition, you will see on this sales order screen as an example, the fields are more spread out, so field descriptions aren't cut off. Also, information about the order. Is it in our area, making it easier to avoid confusion relative to the customer information. For those of you who are configuring your screens, modern UI will make this easier too, enabling you to add user-defined fields onto a screen without customization and with fewer clicks. Lastly, the introduction of what I was describing before of TypeScript and browser-side logic delivers the snappiness, so basic interactions happen almost instantaneously. This is because instead of the screen needing to reload and re-render, this can now be handled within the browser. Also, the screen will respond more elegantly relative to a screen size, whether you're on a 36-inch widescreen at home or in the office, or an iPad, or even if you've bought one of those flashy new folding phones, we optimize for that screen. Plus, the new UI technology facilitates new modes of interaction, such as better drag and drop for field service workflows, or improve visual scheduling in manufacturing or construction. Now, this is a significant change coming to the platform, which will be available in early release later this year and more broadly available next year. So as I hope you can see, our passion for supporting mid-sized businesses to be successful drives the improvements coming to the MYOB Acumatica platform, be that through the introduction of powerful AI capabilities, the shift towards building a more intuitive user face, through the modern UI, or the enhancements we are making to our workflows based upon your feedback. So our AI strategy is to continue to future-proof your business by providing you with an intuitive way to access and benefit from AI technology advancements within the first set of AI features being made available in early access later this year. So make sure you have your teams in the platform and your data in order so you can maximize the impact. The modern UI is a significant evolution in our user interface technology. Be rolled out to minimize disruption and will be in early access later this year, with us gradually rolling it out over the coming releases. This change, although subtle to begin with, will over time ensure we maintain our award-winning user experience. And finally, we have an excellent set of seasonal releases coming your way. Make sure to update your adoption plans to reflect the new capability in the Spring 24 release you're receiving now, plus continue to look a little further out for the Autumn 25 and Spring 25 releases. So let's take a first look into some of these and features coming in our Autumn release. The first thing to keep in mind is that our updates are always driven by customer feedback, so that we can ensure the platform remains modern and adaptable to your needs. Customer-driven innovation will always be foundational to our platform. So with this release, we have 3 capabilities. We have the tailored industry capabilities enhancements that will help make you more competitive in your markets. These aim to collectively improve profitability and enhance operational efficiency within your business. The next theme is empowering your users with improved workflows. We've been working hard on improving and automating workflows that enhance employee productivity and reduce business errors. This will allow your employees to focus on more strategic activities. And the last theme is future fit platform. So we want to make sure that MYOB Acumatica works for you today and into the future. As technologies change or improve, we want to ensure that you always have the most modern solution. This means, as a part of the autumn release, we have included small enhancements that will lay the foundation for future releases, as well as some behind-the-scenes technology changes that ensure MYOB Acumatica is staying up to date with the latest and greatest technology changes. So before we dive into the key features, let's just refresh everyone on MYOB Acumatica. It covers 7 core capabilities that encompasses a set of features to help you manage your business. From financials to people, which includes payroll and workforce management, sales and customer, field services, projects, which is mainly for our construction companies, supply chain for businesses that manage inventory, production, mainly for our manufacturing businesses, and finally, our cross-capability platform services. Now, MYOB Acumatica Finance capability offers real-time visibility into your financials and helps you make informed, data-driven decisions. Our finance features in the autumn release will help empower your users because we are adding functionality that will reduce manual workarounds and have peace of mind with better audit controls. So highlights here include prepayment invoices for accounts receivable and sales orders and approval of reconciliation. So let's take a look at a couple of these now. The new prepayment invoice functionality is useful if your company receives prepayments, as it is typically required to report taxes on that prepayment for the period in which the prepayment was received. Users can create prepayment invoices for the items and services ordered by customers. The system calculates taxes on each prepayment invoice, and once the prepayment invoice is paid, the company can report the taxes in the reporting period in which the prepayment was received. This enhancement ensures accurate tax reporting and helps you streamline payment processing. The second enhancement to highlight is the approval of reconciliation statements. This functionality was based on feedback from businesses that need additional audit controls and segregation of responsibility performing their reconciliation versus approving it. Therefore, you might have a staff accountant performing the reconciliation, but from a control perspective, they want that to be approved by a manager or, say, the CFO. This is a simple process that you will need to set up an approval map for and then enable that approval map in the cash management preferences. So we're going to hear from Jean, our platform product manager, to demo this functionality.
Right, so let's take a look at the setup process. I'll go to Assignment and Approval Maps. I've already got one set up, but what I want to show you, what does it look like? So here, you can see this is an approval map under a new entity type called Reconciliation Statements. This is a pretty simple approval map. I've got no conditions configured, and then on the rule actions, I have it configured so that Michael Andrews is the approver. Michael is the CFO, and when he approves a record, there is an approval option that specifies whether a reason is required or it's optional. As the setting is optional, Michael can leave a comment if he wants when he approves the document. However, if it's rejected, he is required to add notes as to why this is being rejected. Let's go over to Cash Management Preferences. Within the Cash Management Preferences, there is an Approvals tab. I've already assigned an Approvals map. I do want to call out that in addition to assigning the approval map, there is also a pending approval notification. There's a reconciliation statement that when the reconciliation is ready for approval, Andrews, who I've designated as the approver, is going to get an email letting him know that action is required, and we'll take a look at what that email looks like just in a second. So now we're going to go into the reconciliation statements. So now that we have everything set up, we're going to do a reconciliation through the reconciliation statement screen. I'm going to select the first reference, and you'll notice that it's set up waiting for pending approval. There are two boxes or two options that you can select: approve or reject. There is also an approvals tab, and this is what I mentioned earlier. You'll see that it is assigned to Michael Andrews. So what Andrews needs to do is to come in here and mark this reconciliation approved or rejected. As soon as I select approve, and on the basis of what was set up against the approval map, it was set to optional. Now I have the choice to cancel out of this, or I can enter a reason. Now we're going to take a look at the outgoing email and the approval that was sent to Michael Andrews. This is the notification that he received, and this is the content of what that document looks like.
Awesome. So as you can see, it's a pretty simple setup, but an important change to add audit control. So our next capability is sales and customer, designed to help you manage customer relations more efficiently and streamline your sales processes. These smaller enhancements for updates to the email templates and case commitment on inquiry forms are improvements on earlier versions and designed to empower your employees when speaking to customers. So let's take a look at the case commitment improvement. If you're a business that wants to improve response times to client inquiries and resolve issues promptly, this one, it's for you. These new inquiry forms help to analyse your service team's fulfilment of case commitments defined in service level agreements or SLAs with each customer. Remember the mantra of what gets measured matters, and this allows you to definitely measure. And now we're going to start moving into some of our industry capabilities that help you win in your markets. First up is field services, our capability for service-based businesses that need to deploy resources to offsite locations. Field services features will help you optimize your resources and deliver timely service. In the autumn release, we have a minor enhancement when it comes to editing appointments. You can now easily edit an appointment without completely restarting it. This allows you to keep the time tracking settings and the status as is, ultimately making it more efficient and flexible for users to manage appointments. Next in our industry capabilities is production. Our production capability is geared towards manufacturers to help manage their production processes efficiently and unifies all aspects of the manufacturing process in a single user-friendly platform. MYOB Acumatica Manufacturing Edition will help you stay ahead of the competition. And we have a lot of great improvements in our autumn release, including enhancements to linking production orders, enhancements to product order performance reports, and enhancements to estimating, which is the one that we're going to take a look at today. Estimate worksheets are designed to enhance the efficiency of estimate quoting for manufacturing sales engineers. It plays a vital role in helping manufacturers determine the expenses associated with new product introductions. The estimate will help when looking to determine the type of material to use, the best production method, the required quantity to meet profitability, and whether to make or buy a part or product. Producing items in low volumes may result in higher setup costs, lower profitability, and higher per item costs due to small production runs. So having an estimating tool that can analyse profitability for various production scenarios allows manufacturers to make informed decisions while having the confidence that they'll still make a profit. In previous versions, only a single quantity of a given finished good could be estimated. And now users are able to create estimates with multiple quantities, allowing for more dynamic quoting. It's especially useful for manufacturers offering tiered pricing based on quantity. So we're going to hand to Bruce for a quick demo.
In this example, we have a quote request for 17mm spur gear, and we need to quote this spur gear in quantities of 500, 650, and 750. So this is a custom gear that we've never made before, and because we need to provide the customer with an estimate for multiple quantities, we can now use the new price breaks screen. It allows me to enter in price breaks when the estimate status is in new or in process. We can get a head start here on this estimate by simply copying the bill of material spec from an existing bill of material of a similar item, which we have here in the example of a 16mm spur gear. And we select our revision and hit copy, and it will then populate aspects such as operations, various material costs, labor costs, and so forth. But we can, of course, override aspects of this estimate and incorporate, in this example, a fixed labor cost. We hit save on that. Now the original quantity of 500, the minimum quantity of 500 is entered against our totals. Then this allows us to then enter in our price breaks for the subsequent quantities of 650 and 750. And you can now observe the unit price decreasing as the setup cost, appearing as fixed labor cost, is apportioned across more gears. We enter in our 750 quantity, and we can see that our unit price has dropped down another cent in this example. Next, we also need to then denote our overall markup percentages. We can override for the quantity of 650. We'll bring that back to 10% in terms of markup, and we'll do the same again for the quantity of 750, leaving the 20% markup on the lesser quantity. Once that's complete, we can then generate our summary via the ellipsis to send to the customer for their review. We can also optionally exclude individual lines from our summary estimate if need be, and we simply do that by just going over to the far right column there, print, and we can simply uncheck one of those boxes to exclude that particular line from our estimate. So let's say the customer's come back and accepted our quantity of 500. All we need to do is hit approve on that. If we go back to our sales quote, we can see that the revised unit price and total price are passed to the quote line. And then we can now simply come up to the create inventory items option for our new product and begin production on this new product with confidence that we'll be making a profit.
So in summary, these enhancements within MYOB Acumatica's estimating helps ensure profitability and helps facilitate the efficient communication of pricing details of new and existing products to your customers. Now, continuing on our industry capabilities tour, our projects capability is mainly for our construction companies, but can help any type of business manage large projects. MYOB Acumatica's project accounting provides comprehensive tools for managing project costs, billing, and activities. And the improvements in our release will help drive your competitive edge with improvements to WIP and substantiated billing reports, enhanced workflow for project quotes, and direct creation for pro forma invoices. So we're going to take a preview at just a couple of these now. So on-demand pro forma invoice creation lets users enter and adjust invoices without relying on existing project transactions or percent completion of the project. A user can now enter and adjust pro forma invoices independently of the established billing schedule and easily enter ad hoc expenses that initially were not planned in the project budget, offering more flexibility for project billing. And we've enhanced substantiated billing, where substantiated billing, put simply, is the process of providing the detail behind a customer invoice. So for cost plus projects, the customer will want to see these costs to ensure they've been correctly billed. This is an extension to the transactional linking feature delivered in the spring release, where users can tag individual associated expenses if there's a need to provide supporting documentation that backs up billed amounts. In this release, as project expenses can come from many sources, we can now tag project transactions from all sources to pro forma detail lines. And these expenses may also include attachments of the originating bills and expenses, ensuring better transparency and improving what previously could be time-consuming and a manual process. Now, MYOB Acumatica's supply chain management capability helps you streamline the entire supply chain process from procurement to delivery. These capabilities are mostly for our wholesale distributors, but can apply to any businesses that manage inventory. We have a host of autumn release enhancements to cover in supply chain. We have prepayments and RMA orders, updates to release requisition, consolidation of intercompany sales orders into a single shipment, quantity rules in Shopify, two-step receiving, and PPV approval maps. Phew! We're going to take a preview at just the last two of these. Now, if the same buyer makes the same mistake over and over, and it's not caught for 30 days until month end, this can represent significant dollar amounts. It is important to ensure that the vendor delivers the right goods at the right time at the right price. You can now use PPV approvals to manage the situation where your vendor and buyer agreed on a certain price, but the vendor is now acknowledging or billing at a different price. This allows you to contest and negotiate out of policy vendor pricing. And next, for those that have a two-step receipting practice at their warehouse, we now support your methodology within MYOB Acumatica. With two-step receiving, the associates on the docks can scan the product as part of the receipting process, and then a warehouse manager or receiving clerk can verify a purchase receipt confirmed by a warehouse worker, and then make any needed corrections to quantities before releasing the receipt. This improves GL accuracy and streamlines your workflow. Now, to streamline your payroll processes and ensure compliance can be done with our people capability. Our release will make onboarding and rehiring a breeze for your payroll admins, team managers, and employees. And we have 2 improvements for draft employees and rehire in this release. Draft employees is perfect for organisations needing a quick access to partially onboarded employees whilst ensuring all details are finalised later. This lets your business onboard employees faster and gives you flexibility to update details as needed during the onboarding process. And that's it from me today. I hope you've taken something from this whistle-stop tour of the 2025 and beyond releases.